So social anxiety is something that I don't really have that much experience in. When I get anxious about very stupid things. Like how many times I wash my hands, how many times I turn on the light, and if I touch the doorknob. Take into consideration, I've been in a mental hospital, not once, not twice, but 3 times. I've had my fair share of experience when it came to people who have different forms of anxiety. And I realized that there are some strategies that we can all implement into our daily lives that help us challenge that anxiety, challenge the thoughts that appear inside of our mind. Because obviously a lot of people are suffering from it and they need to know, hey, how do I deal with this? See, I talked about my anxiety for a little bit in the beginning, but I have OCD. I get obsessed over these compulsions, over these things that don't really make much sense, but my brain tells me to do them. For example, like I said, washing my hands, or touching a doorknob, or brushing my teeth and flossing. Very nonsensical things. But I also had some delusional paranoia, which comes from my psychotic condition. I used to believe that there were cameras hidden inside all the cracks of my room, of my house, of my school, of the outdoors. No matter where I went, I was being watched. And I believed that. That is something that not a lot of people can relate with. But it's a similar feeling to social anxiety. The feeling of being judged, of being exposed is a common denominator, is a common theme. You feel as if you are in the middle of a crowd, completely naked, and they're all staring at you. And something that I've learned to help me cope with those thoughts, those feelings, is exposure therapy. Now you're probably wondering, what the fuck is exposure therapy? Let me explain. Exposure therapy is the kind of therapy that you take in small steps towards the thing you are afraid of. So take me for an example. I don't suffer with social anxiety. I love social interaction. If I could, I would talk to people who I thought were interesting all day. But I can't. I feel anxiety over shadows watching me. Shadow people watching me. I get anxiety when I hallucinate shadow people, and I get anxiety when I think about what would happen if those things showed up now. So what do? I expose myself to that therapy, to that stimulus. I expose myself to that thing that is provoking anxiety. For example, if I hear something in my closet rattling around and breathing coming from my closet, I know it's one of the shadow men. So I'm gonna rip open my closet door and I'm gonna yell boo, because I'm exposing myself to it. And you don't have to do this. You don't have to follow me verbatim. You don't. What I mean with you don't have to do this is you don't have to run up into strangers and yell boo. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying I expose myself to things that I'm afraid of, and I take it and I reconstitute it. No, that's not the word. I remix it into something that appeals to me better, whether that be through comedy because I'm scaring the monster in the closet, or be it through logic. I used to think that this chair that I'm sitting on was a camera, and I would hide it in the closet every single night because I thought it was watching me. So what me and my therapist decided to do was, hey, we're gonna take this chair, it's gonna stay outside of the closet, you're gonna sit there, watch it for 5 minutes. If the anxiety is too much after 5 minutes, you can put it away. But if after 5 minutes you feel fine, then it should be okay. And it doesn't even have to be 5 minutes. Maybe it's 1 minute, and then you feel fine. And the next day it's another minute. And then the next day it's 2 minutes. And the next day it's 3 minutes. I mean, you build upon it. It's a gradual progression. For me, my chair stays outside now. For me, I'm able to look at my chair and think, yeah, there could be a camera in here, but I don't really give a shit. You know, because logically speaking, I know there isn't. There might be, but it doesn't really matter. When it comes to social anxiety, what you have to do is expose yourself to social situations. Live life. Do everything you can. If you're a student, go to school, maybe talk to a classmate. It doesn't have to be an interesting conversation. It could just be like, oh, hey, what's up, man? How's your day? Oh, okay, cool, shoot, see you later. See you later. I was about to say see you brother and then see you later, so I combined the two. See you later. That should be a line. That should be like a money slogan. See you, brother. But yeah, essentially what you want to do is take a situation that provokes anxiety and place yourself in that position, but facing it in a remixed manner. You know, don't come at it with the thought that, oh, I'm gonna be... No, you can come at it with those thoughts. Just don't let those thoughts be the motivation for you. Let your inner primal state go. Because it's very... Humans are sociable animals. I've been learning that through anthropology in college. And humans are social animals. We're social creatures. We are bred for interaction with other members of the species. So release that inner animal. Release that inner monster. Maybe not the monster. Don't release your inner monster. That's... looking at you. Don't release your inner monster before you end up in a mental hospital like me, or like one of the screamers who got slammed. Yeah. Anyway, to sum up my points, expose yourself to it. Expose yourself to it over and over and over again, and I guarantee that you will eventually overcome your anxiety. Take it in baby steps, small steps. Maybe it's confronting a social situation that's just saying, hi. Maybe it's something that's saying, oh, how was your day? You know, slowly work your way up. And I guarantee that you will someday become somebody you can be proud of because you overcame your anxiety. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Mahui ho, malama pono.